Hello everyone, my name is Elle. Welcome to a palette bingo. It has been a while since I've done one of these, but they're usually a lot of fun and also kind of terrifying at the same time. A palette bingo, for those of you who may be unfamiliar, if you haven't seen any of my previous ones or any of the other ones that are floating around on YouTube, is really quite simple. You take an eyeshadow palette. In my case, I'm going to be using the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette, and you choose shadows at random to use, and you have to use those shades in creating your eye look. You can use other shades, but you have to use those ones you picked, however many you decide on. So I'm going to choose 4 from the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette. I was going to choose multiple palettes. I talked about it in my Project Pan Porn. I was going to choose those ones, but then I thought that was going to be too complicated because I normally don't use too many eyeshadows at one time. I might use somewhere in the neighborhood of like 3 to 6. Usually somewhere around there. And even if I'm taking from various palettes, I might just take one shadow from one palette, one shadow from another, not like 2 to 3 from each palette. So I just thought I'd make it simple and stick with this palette for now and see what I'll come up with. So I'm going to choose my shadows in a second here. I have random.org up on my phone with the minimum set to 1 and the maximum of 18 for the amount of shadows that are in this palette. So I'm going to start here. This is going to be my number 1 eyeshadow, and I'm going to go this way, so that's 1 through 6, and then it's going to be 7 through 12, 13 through 18. So it's my left to right here. I'm just showing you the palette this way so not to blind you with the mirror. Anyway, I will swatch all the shadows as I draw them and we'll figure out some inspiration. I've been lacking a little bit of inspiration recently actually, and some people might think that's kind of surprising because I usually do kind of crazy weird eye looks, very colorful, but I just haven't been inspired recently. I've been trying to find inspiration, but everything I've tried to create has ended up totally different than what I wanted it to be. I've just been stuck a little bit, so I thought that maybe this will help break me out of my creativity rut, if you will. So, all right, let's generate the first number here. The first number is 12. So 12 is the shadow retrograde right here. I wasn't really hoping not to get one of these shadows, but that's always what happens. Whenever I do this, I tend to get what I didn't really want. This is a really beautiful duochrome shade. I believe this is one of like the duochrome toppers. There's a lot of glitter in here. It's very pretty though. Okay, so the next shadow I have is number 9. The generator is taking such a long time. So number 9 is the shade Twilight, another duochrome topper. Despite all the dips I have in those shadows, it's because I use them wet, so I really was not. This is actually going to be kind of complicated, I think, because I have like 2 shimmery duochrome shadows. This one is really pretty. I really like using that all over the lid, although I find the fallout to be really bad. I really like this palette overall, but like these shades, these glittery shades, like this one, and like the pure glitter are kind of the worst ones in the palette. Watch that, I said that I'm gonna get the pure glitter shade now. We're gonna have a full face of shimmer going on here. I literally just generated the number 15. Like, I have to show you guys because you would not believe me, I'm sure. You saw that. That's proof. I picked the glittery shade. Oh my god. Okay, well, this is oh Lord. Save me. This is awful. These are like my least favorite shades in this palette. Like, I like the colors and everything, but they're so hard to work with. Like, this is literally just loose glitter pressed into a pan. So it's beautiful, but I don't know what I'm gonna do with these 3 shimmery things. Okay, all right, let's generate one more. 12. Well, I'm not choosing retrograde again. Okay, one more. Why is it so slow? 18. Okay. That's the vibrant matte orange shade. So at least I got a matte that I drew out of it. So that shadow right there. So I've got a matte orange, a loose sparkly glitter, and 2 duochrome toppers. Okay. All right. The universe is really testing my creativity today, I think. Okay, so because this is pushing me out of my comfort zone, I have to get somewhat back into my comfort zone. So I'm going to use good old tape I normally wouldn't do this because I already have foundation on, but I feel like I need to find some comfort in an eyeshadow shape that I'm familiar with instead of trying to go too crazy. So I just tried to line up the tape with the end of my crazy eyebrows there. So I don't think I have much of a choice here. So I'm just going to dip into Blazing Shadow 18, the vibrant orange shade, to use on the outer portion of my lid. I'm debating whether or not to turn this into a partial cut crease or just to take the glitter. Because the glitter kind of needs to just be placed somewhere. Now, one of the duochrome toppers I can use as like a highlight shade. I'm planning it out. I'm planning it out. It's gonna work. Somehow, I have faith. If I used a little bit of the glitter, maybe I want to do an accent with the glitter. Am I gonna be that crazy? Usually I would use the Urban Decay glitter liners, but maybe I can do it. Maybe I can. I guess there's only one way to find out. So I'm just taking the orange all the way to my inner corner, but I'm leaving this spot blank in the middle. Of all the things I thought would happen with this palette bingo, this is not one of them. So it's good though. It's good to be pushed somewhere where you don't necessarily want to be. I find that I can get kind of comfortable when it comes to my makeup, and if I don't push myself, I'll just do the same thing over and over again, or like variations of the same thing anyway. Like I'll use the same color combos instead of breaking out and trying different things, or I'll just assume that I don't like something. That's the good thing about panning palettes, is that you kind of get the ability to try things that you wouldn't normally try and try them in different ways, which I really like. It's helped me a lot. Like, it's definitely something that I had to warm up to, that I wasn't crazy about at first, because I was always like, oh no, I don't look good in shadows like this, or don't look good in shadows like that. But it's not about looking good or looking like pretty all the time. I think sometimes that's what people want makeup to be. And I'm not just talking about like other people, but just people want it for themselves. They want to look pretty. And I like to do weird things because that's fun. So I've definitely changed a lot with my attitude towards makeup in the last couple of years. And a lot of that has to do with doing YouTube stuff and wanting to do different things and just really falling in love with makeup. So I'm using a really just big fluffy brush to blend the inner corners, because I just don't feel like using transition shades. I don't like complicating things. I find everything looks really muddy if I go in with too many shades instead of just like blending the one shadow and doing something kind of weird with it. But like I said, I'm not trying to go for like the perfect gradient smoky eye or anything. I'm doing something weird here. This is definitely going to be something weird, but actually just this orange bit, like I'm digging it more than I thought that I would. Next, I'm going to take this cream eyeliner from Tarte. This is just white. This is one of my favorite things to use this formula in general. Wait, do I want to do white? I'm putting retrograde down. Okay, I'm going to swatch and just see, because I have a few different shades of these Amazonian clay things. I don't know if I want to do the white. I am actually going to use the purple one, because I feel like that will help with everything else, because I'm going to use this shade right here, and then I'm going to use the purple Twilight shade to highlight with, but because this is purple, I think this might work. This is Fairy Wings. Super pretty. I love these things. They work so much better for me than concealer. So the glitter I'm going to add will really help to sharpen the cut. I have really like creasy hooded eyes, so I am taking the purple above my natural crease, just because if I didn't and the purple sat in my crease, it would be down too low. and you wouldn't be able to see it, and then I'd be putting glitter in my crease, and that would not work for any time I blinked. So I need to have it slightly above. So before that dries too much, while it's still a little bit tacky, I am going to take Retrograde, but with a little Fix Plus too on top, and the tackiness of the liner should help the shadow stay in place, at least for a little bit. I'm tempted to try something. I always get nervous trying something, but I think I might actually take the shade Amethyst as well to get a little bit more purple going. Okay, so this is what we have so far. I'm gonna take the Twilight shade now. It's a little bit too dark for what I would normally use as a highlight, but I think it'll work just fine on the inner corners and lightly on the brow bone, because I did take the orange up really high. Okay, so the last shadow, I need to take these swatches off of my arm. The last step is the glittery shade Cosmo. I'm kind of nervous about this because precise glitter application has never really been my forte, which is why I've stuck with the Urban Decay glitter liners, but we're gonna do it. I have a really fine eyeliner brush and some glitter glue from Lit. We are just gonna do it. We are just gonna see what kind of craziness we are going to get from this mix. Hope I'm not blocking too much. So all I did was take the glitter across the portion I had cut out and just gonna drag it off because I don't want it to go all the way to the end. I just don't like that. I just had it going from the inner to there. I might go over it with a glitter liner afterwards for more of a pow, because the glitter is kind of dark and the eye look is kind of dark, so there's not a lot of contrast there, and usually with glitter I like some sort of contrast, and I just feel like the orange glitter just blends in a little bit with the orange shadow. Okay, so I'm gonna risk screwing everything up and use the Urban Decay Heavy Metal liner in Distortion. Okay, look how much cooler that looks. So, you know, just a casual, everyday sort of look. I'm going to conceal underneath the eyes and put on some false eyelashes, and then I will do my lower lash line. Alright, so I have my lashes on. I also put on a little bit of highlighter, blush, that kind of boring stuff because I wasn't going to be doing anything exciting. I'll have, again, everything listed down below in case you are curious. I'm going to take this Stila eyeliner. This is one of the smudge sticks. It's a beautiful purple shade, and I'm going to line my waterline with it. I was going to do orange, but then I thought, because I'm going for a whole purple and orange thing, so I'll have orange on my lower lash line, but purple in the waterline. I'm not sure what kind of lip color I'm going to go with here yet. Thinking probably something just really boring. Something really boring and safe, probably. I'm going to take Blazing on a pencil brush. Oh, I forgot to mention, I took a little bit of the Kat Von D Alchemist palette, the purple shade in that, and put a little bit of that underneath my brow bone on top of the Twilight shade, because I wanted something a little bit brighter. Like, I wanted it to pop a little bit more. Then with a clean blending brush, I'm just going to soften that orange, and I'm just running the brush back and forth. Alright, I think this is a good place to stop for the eye look, so I just need a lip color now. Do I just do like my nails kind of color? I think I'm just going to do a really deep purple. So the color is great, the product itself is not. I think it took me like 20 minutes to try and fix this, and I still have like a little bit of a haziness underneath because it just kept escaping my lip line. Not crazy about this formula, but I like this color choice. I like this eye look because it's really dramatic, and I never would have thought to pair the colors together that I did. So I had a lot of fun doing this. I really like the final result. I like how it turned out despite my troubles with the lip area. But I think this is a really pretty look, and I think I will reach for these shadows again. I really like how everything turned out. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching and for hanging out with me today. It was a lot of fun to do this palette bingo. I really enjoyed doing this, and it really helped get a little bit of my spark back. Got to play around with some things. I also feel like I have to maybe declutter this lipstick because as much as I love this color, did not like fighting with it for so long. Having it like stain my mouth area. Anyway, enough about that. Thank you once again for spending some time with me today. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, or concerns down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you are, and I hope I get a chance to talk to you soon. Bye for now.